My 2021 Model Y had to get its high voltage battery replaced, which would normally cost around $12,000, but thankfully I'm in the battery warranty, so Tesla replaced it for free. But that process took about 2 weeks, and in the meantime, Tesla gave me a brand new 2025 Model S loaner. So I want to talk about my thoughts about that because not many people get the opportunity to just drive a Model S brand new for free for some time. And so far going into my purchase of the Model Y, I mean, I knew everything about Tesla. I test drove it about 6 different times actually. I test drove all the different models from the Model Y, 3, the Cybertruck. And I was very familiar with what Tesla offers, how they focus on tech first, minimalism first, redundancy second. So I knew what I was getting into. And the Model S is just the Tesla image, just taken a little bit more, even though it has some features that are a bit more traditional. Like I wish it had the yoke steering wheel, like the full steering wheel is fine, but it's just not special and it kind of blocks the display that's behind it. And I thought I would really like having the display behind the steering wheel. And don't get me wrong, it's really nice because it just spreads out the UI in between different places rather than just having it in one concentrated place. But when the UI splits up, the main screen just didn't really fill up with as much stuff as I thought it could. Like you could split screen like the audio, basically sort of like the iPhone audio control center and the navigation, and then also have maps and your FSD visualization on the secondary screen. So you could have all those things running at once, something that's not possible in the Model 3 or Model Y. And it's cool, but it just didn't feel like that unlock of a feature. And I do want to say what was an unlock of a feature was the just speed and acceleration of this thing. I mean, you feel like you're in like a race car and you just want to take this around the track and just go 220 miles per hour. Never got close to it because my speed was capped at 85 because it was a loaner. Tesla just did that for me. But you just felt like you were just in a driver's seat and it was super fast. I mean, the seats were kind of firm. I mean, my girlfriend was complaining about the quality of the seats. I thought they were perfectly fine. And it has the lumbar support that can go up and down. So to me, it was like a nice quality Tesla seat, not too much of a difference from the Model Y seat. And one thing I felt as soon as I got into the Model S was just lower cargo space, which I'm pretty sure it has less cargo space than the Model Y. If not, it just feels like way less space because it is. I mean, it's a smaller car. It's a sedan. It's not supposed to be an SUV. And the lower to the ground profile means you have to like slouch to get into the car and not just walk up to the car, which I did in the Model Y, which was probably my biggest reason to get the Y over the 3 was because of just the headroom and how you just can walk up into the car. And you lose that with the Model S, but you do gain the like race car vibes if you're into that. The pivoting display, which was a feature that I don't think is really necessary, that you could cut that, but it is a luxury feature, just have it tilt towards you if you're the only person in the car. And the range on this car actually had me rethinking the whole thing with range on electric cars. Like if you're just doing daily driving and you have a home and you can charge at home, you really don't need more than 200 miles of range. But if you're going on road trips, I honestly think like having 500, 600 miles of range is just a super nice thing to have because the fastest rate of charging is between around 5 to 60%. So if you want to maximize that in terms of range numbers, you just want a bigger battery pack. So I'm excited for the future of like 400, 500 plus mile range EVs. And I think I would be very interested in that for my next EV purchase, like decades down the road. One thing that's on the new Model Y, but not on my Model Y, is the rear display in the back. The Model S had a rear display in the back. I mean, it's a good one, but since I was never a rear passenger, I was always driving. It was just like, yeah. And the new Model S had the newest hardware. I believe it's hardware 4 and my Model Y has hardware 3. Did I notice a difference in between the two autopilots? I would say yes, but The hardware 4 would still make mistakes. It would just make it slightly less than hardware 3. I mean, there's definitely points on both autopilot softwares like FSD 12 and FSD 13, because that's what's on both of these, where my mind is just detached from what the car is doing on the road and I just trust it fully. But yeah, I could definitely tell a slight difference, even though it wasn't very noticeable and most people probably wouldn't notice it. But I am excited to hopefully get the free hardware 3 to hardware 4 upgrade in my Model Y. And I do want to say I was living the indulgent lifestyle with that Model S front display because it's 120 hertz and it has the newest AMD Ryzen chip in it. And it felt so smooth, so just responsive and adaptive to whatever you're touching it with. And the Model Y, going back to it, I was like, oh yeah, the font size on this is smaller, it lags a bit more, and overall just not as nice. So if there's the one feature that I loved in the Model S that I wish I could like snap my finger to get to the Model Y, it wouldn't be the display behind the steering wheel or its speed, or maybe it would be its range. I maybe would snap my finger and get the range over. Even though the Model S range was like 360 and the Model Y now with the fresh batteries 320, so not even that much of a difference. So if I had to snap my finger for any feature to transfer over from the Model S to the Model Y, it would be that display because it was very nice. And I did car camp in the Model S and it was just smaller than the Model Y, just not as nice of a car camping experience, in my opinion. Other than that, what's different between the Model S and the Model Y? The Model S has like the self-presenting door handles, they like pop out, but I don't really think that saves you time or effort compared to the Model Y door handles. I mean, it's probably easier for a newbie or a greenie to just get into the car, but for someone who's experienced, you just grab it from Model Y or Model 3. It doesn't have like the Falcon Wing doors or the self-presenting doors or self-closing. That would be really cool, but the Model S doesn't have that. I mean, the plaid symbols are cool, but it's just a aesthetic thing. I think that's really it for my Model S experience. I liked it. I just don't think it's worth triple the amount of a used Model Y, which is what I bought. Yeah, it's just not worth triple the value. But obviously there's diminishing returns as you pay more and more for a car. That's where the Model S fits in. Is it luxury? I mean, the road noise was diminished. Did I notice it significantly? No. Did the sound system sound better? In my opinion, no, it sounded about the same. So I'm really trying to pick and choose. The ventilated seats, though, I almost forgot to mention that. That would probably be my second feature that I wish I could snap over from the Model S to the Model Y. The ventilated seats, especially in a hot climate like here in Florida, where it's summer like 10 months out of 12 months in the year, the ventilated seats for cooling was very nice. And sometimes in my Model Y, I would keep the fan speed at like around 6 or 7 most days, but in the Model S, I could lower my fan speed all the way to 3 and keep the cooled ventilated seats on, and it would like do the same effect. I don't know if it's more power efficient to do it that way. I would really want to know like the watt usage of that, whether one way is better for the battery pack or not. But yeah, that's just the comparison right there. Like the ventilated seats for me dropped it by about 3 to 4 fan speeds. One peculiar thing that I noticed, and as a EV idiosyncratic guy, you notice this, but when I was plugging in the charger into the Model S versus my Model Y, it just didn't feel as like thumpy, as you get like a good satisfying click. I don't know if it's because it was like a brand new car or what, but the Model Y actually did like its thump better. And I think both cars use 2170 cells, so the charging performance, to me, my perception was about the same. And if you're wondering how my high voltage service appointment went, it was great. I just picked up my car while Tesla service was closed, and I just texted them in the app, oh, hey, I dropped off your loaner, and that was it. I didn't have to pay a single dollar, and I'm thankful for that. I didn't have to pay any diagnostic thing, and as soon as I went to the service center in the first place, they were very encouraging that they were gonna get it done as soon as possible, and they were very helpful. Even though I didn't have an appointment and it was emergency, they were helpful right away.